know, like a person tiny as you eating that much over there from what?
I can put away so much. Like,
I get fat just looking at sweets. I'm
no,
sorry.
I get you. Like, I get you. No, the thing is that I have always been this size. Like, my heaviest, I was almost 90 kg. Now I'm like 56, 55. And sometimes it takes so much for me to kind of that's my side, you know. I can absolutely eat so much self-control. And I will show you my I can do my Wi-Fi. Perhaps, yeah. Either that or he's watching her game, you know. I'm not sure. So I have this table where I put everything. Right, this is my trading table, but I also have traditional cards.
This is psychotic.
This is, I like it a lot.
I'm sorry.
I think that it's very nice.
Okay, guys. Guys, hear me out. Guys and girls.
Gender neutral language.
They them.
Wow.
Hey, all! Silence! Silence! So, let's start with the most intriguing parts of our NA today. These are the candidacies for the next, for the national board for the next year. So, let's do it like this. First, we will be seeing the candidacy for president of ESM Bulgaria of Michaela Štregarska. Here, every person has approximately 7 minutes. So, the time starts ticking now.
You need to do a quorum check if everyone is here.
Oh, sure.
Procedural.
Sure. Okay, ESM Burgas? Here. Okay. ESM New Bulgarian University? Present. ESM Plodiv? Here. ESM Sofia University?
Here.
ESM Vasek? Vasek? Okay. ESM USTM?
Here.
Okay, ESM UNWE? Yes. ESM UR? ESM Varna? Yeah. ESM Veliko. Okay, we have a forum, so we can start with Michaela. Thank you.
Okay. Hello everybody, my name is Michaela Štregarska and I'm very happy to be here with you today and to present my candidacy for being president next year, next mandate of ESM Bulgaria. So, let's go. So, who am I? My name is Michi, I am 25 years old right now. I speak 4 languages, I speak English, German and Italian. And in my free time, I love to cook and to binge watch different kinds of series. I did my Erasmus in Italy, in Verona in 2023. And right after it, 3 years ago almost now, I became part of ESN as an active member. And I studied in Sofia University, a bachelor's degree in Bulgarian philology. Yes. For my past experience, meaning before ESN, I have been representing my high school, my city, and my country in different ways. For example, I have been a part of speech and debate club, where I was a team leader and I was also ambassador. And I also have been representing Bulgaria as one of the 7 delegates at the Model of European Parliament in 2018. And yes, this you can see more later. Then, my ESN experience, as I said, 3 years ago I started being part of ESN as an active member. And 2 of these years I have been a local vice president and local president in ESN Sofia University, shout out. And then I have participated in numerous local, national, and international events. I have experience as OC and CT of different events here and outside of our outside of ESN Bulgaria, in ESN Lithuania, for example. And yes, my favorite event out of all was my first community meetings, the EDUCOM meetings in Brussels, as you have probably read. And yes, my motivation is you being here, speaking with everyone, being present at a lot of opportunities and developing my skills. And I want to give back. I have the energy and I have the intentions to make Bulgaria great. And yes, people tell me that I'm a very motivational speaker. I'm a team leader and I like to influence people to do great things. And this quote I think represents me very well. That not every leader takes the lead in the race, and some lead by bringing everyone forward. And yes, this is my action plan. You have probably seen it in my candidacy and also in the questions round. I have extended it further, so you can see here just a summary of all things that I have previously written. I have 3 points in my action plan, which are strategic representation, advocacy and education, then empowering local leadership and president support, and then transparency, accountability, and approachability. And in the next slides, I'm going to further focus on each one of them and bring some examples. So, the first one, strategic representation. ESN Bulgaria has great potential in being one of the leading countries in regards of advocacy and education with the help of organizations that we are part of, for example, the National Youth Forum and other organizations that we can potentially look into after. And I feel like we so far have been very passive in our reporting and the ways that we present what we do as our initiatives and as our projects. And I think that making it more visible will be of great use, for example, in our websites or in our social media or just in front of our international relations offices. Then I think so far it's of great importance to maintain connections with the current partners, the current partners and stakeholders. And here you can see some of them that I mentioned. And yes, focus on the advocacy part, writing position papers, ideally if there are members in the Education and Youth Committee, and yes, focusing where we can see that there is a reason to be focusing. And yes, to my, how did this happen? I'm sorry. My second point is empowering local leadership and president support. I think there is great potential in our presidents, but they feel the lack of support maybe in the ways that they can do events or initiatives. And I think that I can be of great support with them, for example, in Erasmus Days or in the Democratic Mosaic that we participated last year with the support at the national level. And yes, I think of great importance is to revise the role of the local presidents to see their current needs and what we can improve as national president potentially and also in the national board. Also to relaunch the monthly calls with an improved agenda, interactive format, bringing some international opportunities and more knowledge about the education and ESN in general. And then, yes, as I said, support local educational initiatives and to clear the consultation process regarding voting matters within the monthly calls and also within better and simplified documents before votings. And then, yes, my third point, last point, but also very important, transparency, accountability, and approachability. I believe that having transparency is not always meaning to be informative, but also having in a timely manner all the information and knowing how to approach the voting in a simpler and easier way. And yes, one of my points is also shorter reports of the National Board monthly call, because I feel like what we have afterwards is not very easily taken by the local sections, and we can improve the way that we have the OS report of it. As a summary, how much time do I have left?
You have no time.
we are all united in this spectrum, and we would love to make it possible. And yes, for this presentation, I would love to thank these amazing people that supported me emotionally, but also with consulting me on which color or what thing I should put on in the presentation. And yes, I want to thank everyone for believing in me so far in my ESN journey, and yes, for being who you are, unique and wonderful people, and giving me a lot of great things that I can talk to. And yes, let's hop on this adventure together.
Okay, thank you, Michi. I want to remind you that question out is after all the applications, but you can still now type your questions in Slido. We have the link in the chat. So yeah, feel free to, for example, type your questions for Michaela. Start now. You can do it afterwards, but maybe you will forget your question. So next candidacy is Radu candidacy for Vice President. So let's welcome him.
Can you take present? Opla. I'll time myself, okay?
Yeah, 7 minutes.
Okay, hello everyone. This will be my candidacy for Vice President for Administration, Volume 2. Woo. Unfortunately, last year you missed my presentation, so this year, better, way better. Woo. For everyone that doesn't know me, I'm a sticker. Jorka mentioned that one. Ah, you're the one in the spam chat, the sticker. Yeah, that's me. But on a real note, my name is Radustin, 22 years old, born in Sofia, still third year going strong, accounting and finance at UNWE. The fourth point is still not on the agenda for me, hopefully soon, but we'll see. Socially active, everywhere, I'm there. Here's my journey. 2023, it was my first event, then local VP, then I became active member, local VP, April 24, it was my first assembly, CT, it was cool, and then, last mandate, I was from the national board, reapplying, as you may know. 2 mandates, local level, vice president, president, 2 SIPs, 2 EGMs, cool. And then, like the guides for the national and Thessaloniki trip, program coordinator, 7 NAs present. Actually, it's 8, but 1 was online, so we don't count them. 6 trainings, and then the last one I think is the most vital part of my ESN career. The most ESN cards sold by an individual from 2024 till now. Wow. So, you saw, and now I'll dive in a bit of the qualities. As you may know, Vice President of Administration needs to be the jack of all trades. So, qualities. You can see some of the qualities that I have mentioned here. I believe that are vital parts to have a good mandate, supportive towards others, punctual, time stuff, adaptive. You know how it is, it's a bit hectic. Also, feel the empathy towards other active members, a bit time to rest, not that much, and serious working. And now to the more important ones, consistency. What do I mean by consistency? I don't think people understand that they take it for granted that you're going to be at every NA, every training, and sometimes you're biased towards people that actually don't come, but I'm always there, you know? I hope if I continue this practice, if I'm elected, of course. Then the next one, flexibility. You know, everyone goes through, we have some situations situations, but you need to deal with them. How? Somehow. But the most important thing for my quality is actually being there for others. I don't think people genuinely appreciate that when you talk to them it means a lot, but towards event just give them a compliment or just say whatever. Be nice to them. Be there for people. So now, main motivation, because I actually want to. No one has forced me to do this. No one has said reapply. It was my decision and I can. What do I mean by that? I have the time. I think I have the heck of a social battery to burn. The current timing, the situation of ESM Bulgaria, it's quite on the up. And I mean, quality events, quality NAs, trainings, projects, everything is going super smooth now, but let's hope to continue this trend. I have been on that position, so I know the things, and the other, like, three are more like get to know, like, safer and inclusive space even more. I mean, we're pretty inclusive, but why not ask for more? Long term, as we all heard, ESM Bulgaria, probably we have to worry about it, but that's why we're applying to make sure everything will go good in long term. And the main one is to be a role model, to spark, how should I say, the fire in the people. But let's be honest, the real motivation is you, like the countless times we have hang out together, the adventures, road trips. Let's say I have trauma from the last one. Action plan. So I'll dive a bit more on that one. So the last vice president, which was Anelkta, the three NAs were only organized by one section. Whereas in my mandate, I managed to make a collaboration between sections. As you may know, ESNU and WE organized it with Plovdiv. What happened in Plovdiv? People like Lubo was his first NA, now he's holding a gold. See? What was the next NA? Veliko Târnovo. Who is here from Veliko Târnovo? Victor. These NAs, I select people that have the, how should I say that, experience and want to give to the network, and then ignite other people. So, long-term sustainability for sections, pretty self-explanatory. Revive Network Care Committee. This probably, as I said in the question, this was the black cat of my mandate. Hopefully, if the HR manager selected, and me of course, we can think about it and see other things. Continue good practices. For example, the presentations about the sections, not the posters, thank you. So for people to have it, I need 30 more seconds, okay. To see actually, for people to see actually what happens. So it's nice. Whoop. That was the for contact, this is it. And special shout out to Gabi Levo for the design.
from Rusem, not from Sofia. So, I decided to put this, one more challenge, why not? This is all we do here in ESN. So, who am I? I did it in a more different way than others. I am 22 years old still, until next month. I'm just finishing my degree in bachelor's for civil engineering. Hopefully I will do it in September. I have been a member of ESN since 2024. Very strangely joined it. Civil engineering is very creative, sports enthusiast. For those who don't know, I am a cheerleader in the University of Rusem, which is something that I love so much about cheerleading, like having this opportunity to give joy to others through dancing. And I'm very determined when I'm annoyed. So, my ESN story, as you know, Rusem is near the river and I love water at any time. So, I decided to do mine in a bit of a different way. Starting with the first curve joining ESN in 2024. After that, organizing my first event, still don't knowing actually what ESN is about. But they told me, do you want to help with something? I was like, okay, I will help. After that, of course, my first NA, where I actually found out how big and interesting this network is, where I met so many people already here. And it was a little bit of a full circle, as my first NA, my first time seeing ESN at all, was in Varna, more in the Golden South, but still Varna. And now running for national board again in Varna, and which is my second favorite city. And of course, in 2024, I joined the local board after one of the Plovdiv local board training sessions, where I fell in love with communicational stuff. And it's, it all started with actually one yes. Do you want to join? Do you want to help one student in Erasmus? I was like, okay, yes, I can do it. And after that, the river just started to flow. Why now? Because I think I am ready to give back to the network that helped me shape who I am in person. Andrea before ESN, Andrea during ESN, very different persons. I could not have done this right now before that. And of course, I put the picture from my first NA, where you can actually see the current candidate for presidents, the vice president, and me in a triangle, close to each other. So it was destiny. So, I'm gonna show you my action plan in more different way as well. Create content people remember. This is my first, expanding the digital presence. More to tell stories. Everybody sees the feed, posts, pictures, it's okay, but doesn't remember actually what happens. My idea is to tell the volunteer stories, Erasmus journeys, the alumni stories as well, because they're very important to our community. Create content, more reels, more shorts, interactive posts, and of course behind the scenes of how events are happening, how volunteers create an event, and behind the scenes of one day of an Erasmus student. And of course build community, more community campaigns, students, creators, and Erasmus ambassadors. So people don't remember posts, they remember stories. The next one is show the impact of ESN Bulgaria, because ESN Bulgaria does so much stuff, so many amazing things that we need to show it. And what better way than the website, which is still not very shown, and I want to update it more, write events and opportunities there, all our partners, not only Sofia, but Varna, Rusem. I want to help all the sections to build their websites as well. Something that I have put in my plan. and of course news and resources for one day-to-day volunteers of their achievements as well. The third one is support every section to succeed. Create more templates, create content calendar where I will show you what I plan to post, and you can tell, like all the communication managers can tell me this could be done later or something like this. Like the feedback from you will be the best thing. And of course we're gonna have a content calendar so you know what will happen during the month for the posts and stuff, and especially for my campaigns that I have in mind, for the volunteer in Spotlight, Erasmus ambassador, so you can help me find the people to create the stories. Quick updates, monthly check-ins, I will try to do that as much as possible. And of course shared resources where, as I said, there will be a folder where we can share everything together. And here we have local sections, national board, and the Create 8 team, the communicational Create team, which is something that I want to have as well as my right hand, because they have done amazing work during their mandates, not mandates, but still. And I have been part of the Create 8 team, and I know how good it is, especially one over there hiding, helping a lot.
1 minute.
And why me? What I bring? Experience, initiate, fresh ideas. A dependable board member, consistent support, and accountability. So thank you, and let's go to the next part of the
Thank you, Andrea. Now let's go to the next guy that's going to present us. So this is Christoph for the role of National Events Manager. Welcome to the stage.
I also have the cabling, but we can scroll. Yeah, I'm gonna be old-fashioned, as I'm the apparently by a few months the oldest candidate member here. But then again, curtains. curtains. So, well, who am I? Once again, this is me, your friendly golden retriever running for National Events Manager. Why the retriever? If I was a dog and you threw any object or a ball or a stick, I would be very excited and easily stimulated to go and chase it alongside with you. So that's something that you can basically remember my character with. I usually have big appetite for adventures and for various hobbies. My interests are very weird when you compare one to the other. We have music, sports, of course, civic youth participation and advocacy is something that I'm always ever burning for. And besides everything, I love exploring and sharing Bulgaria with all my heart with every international student who joins and comes. So my journey, you can obviously tell I come from this wonderful section in university. This is where I met ESN at Sofia University, obviously. I became an active member long ago in 2022 at one of the NAs. I was representing the National Youth Forum. I already was aware of ESN thanks to this. Then she made, I really very much identified myself with how she also ignited herself with the national dream. Moving on to a local board member in 24-25 with Sofia University, which was a new chapter for me, and this is the moment where I was dearly supported in all my ideas and proved that there was a community behind me. National Events Manager in 2025, and who knows, as of the result of this NA, moving on to further adventures. Why? More whys. Everything in our life is a why, if you're philosophical enough. But once again, if you know anything about me, yes, I love cycling. I felt like using a suitable term. I keep wheels turning. And my ultimate goal is igniting the volunteering spirit of our network through event participation, and more specifically, because this is something that I started on a local level and I really, really wish to develop further on. I noticed that I can share my flame with others on events, because events are the playground where all of this this volunteering mechanism happens. And I wish to at least try to ignite this flame in those of you who come after me. Now, moving on here, if I can. Oh, there we go. Ah, thank you. Yes. Of course. Thank you for asking why would I need you for? Actually, yes, it's actually all about you. Once again, another you appreciation from all of the boards that are, of course, present. None of the ESN trips are possible without you joining for coordination team and guides. And this is a nice reminder that no matter who takes on this responsibility in the next board, keep an eye on the national trip calls, as you obviously saw from, of course, one of the presentations prior. This is a nice revenue to the organization. It's the third, if not the second, factor that brings the best revenue to ESN Bulgaria. And it is the place where we focus all of our efforts in bringing added value to our network, to our, of course, close ones, and to our family that is the network. I will aim to organize, once again, just like last year. This time, truly, I need to try focus conservatively on my abilities. I will try and organize at least one national trip per semester with our, of course, friendly agency partners, and at least one international trip per semester. So far, these are the traditional Greece and Istanbul destinations. Vama Veke was indeed an option, but I will speak about this later on. If you wish, keep it as a question for the question round. Moving on here, of course, some to-dos I'm looking forward to. I will update the local events coordinators chat, make sure everyone is on board. I try to do this every so often, every few weeks. I'm being active there. I'm happy that I'm interacting with the last events coordination call was very rich. We had a lot of future discussions, by the way. The one like with Joko today, we had discussions about the future of ESN and events participation. So I'm happy that this is growing and the snowball is turning into an avalanche. Contacting the agencies in August. I started doing this in September thanks to the push of Ivan, because he was already aware of how deadlines and schedules work. This time I have the experience, and I will try to do this, of course, much earlier with a better strategy for deadlines and better, of course, proceedings. Hold at least 2 and max 3 coordination calls with local event coordinators per semester, and promote the youth centers as spaces for events with the National Youth Forum. As of this year, we have 2 new active ones, actually 1 new active one in Gabrovo. I will promote Pernik for Sofia destinations, because going out of Sofia is actually a fun thing to do. I mean, not everything has to happen in Sofia, although most of the event coordinators are there. I think that for the majority of events, Pernik would be a nice option, but more on that later. Motivate and assist cross-section cooperation, which Rado was talking about. This is very important for the reason I spoke in my events report earlier. I'm not going to put any more light on it. Handle the onboarding of the coordination team and guides for each trip. And of course, one of the most important things, which I didn't initially invest my last mandate for, prepare the next national events manager. As yes, I am looking. There has to be a flexible moving stage for people in this organization, and it only works if you believe in someone and hand over, of course, in the most precious way possible that you can. Finally, and how much time do I have? Maybe not. I'm sorry. Thank you. An honest take and a conclusion. I'm going to be a little honest here. I'm just going to take a step back just to address the assembly with this. I talked about this with people from the board. And honestly, the smart thing to do is, once you feel it's fun and it's nice and it's good, step down while it's still nice, fun, and it's good. I think that it's not something that I'm anticipating that's bad. It's the fact that I'm afraid of turning you down, and I'm afraid of course, disappointing the network. And the longer you stay, the more chances and risk you have to do that. And for that reason, because I'm afraid, I want to do it again. So I said it earlier today, do it because you're afraid, because you want to see something keep moving forward. And for the reason I said a few slides earlier, I want to keep and see wheels turning in this organization, which is obviously oversimplifying my participation participation in last session for the future of the organization. Besides events, the events at the playground where we, of course, develop our skills, and from those playgrounds we will get to discuss all the logistics and political advocacy that we can do further on as an organization, and civic participation, which is why we're here all together for. Thank you for
Thank you, Christo. Now, now let's give the word to Michaela, who is applying for the role of HR manager. I know, but I see that it's not the right presentation, that's why. Okay, we can do the web project instead first.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Okay, then let's welcome
Okay, this one is.
Valeria. Time for that web project instead.
Hello everyone. I pretty much had the same idea as Rado about like doing the part 2. You can see it here, but in the title of my file it's like candidacy part 2. Anyway, I will, since I decided to do it, everything in my head has been DJ Khaled saying another one. But I guess I decided to skip the audio. About me, just to make like kind of this clear, the whole structure would be what I wrote last year and what are the things now. Because I was delusional back then and I'm probably delusional now. So that was what, like me last year was still an animation cinema student. Now I'm just like trying to graduate. Full stack developer. I literally have a job that pays me, and that's amazing because last year I thought that like by this time I still wouldn't be having a job, and I have been working for almost a year. Yeah, I'm powerlifting, which means that I'm yapping for 2 hours, but lifting for 1. It's great, I recommend. And yeah, I don't watch movies anymore, I just watch the same TV shows. My journey started like in Rovaniemi, Finland, where was my Erasmus. I became a buddy in August. I was being very active in the group chat. Then Michaela, after so many months of like attempting and praying and begging me, like, a man hasn't pursued me that, hard, that passionately. But like, she wore me down, and I was finally like, okay, I will come, I will do 1 NA. And I was like, but like, it would be cheaper if I am an active member from this NA, and that's how I became an active member. And 22 NAs at the end of it. And then, accidentally, I became a WPA. I was like, yeah, why not? Like, nobody's gonna choose me anyway. I won't be ejected, might as well, who cares? And here I am again. I was like a photographer at the Great Internal Trip. I did 2 trainings. I was both being trained and like doing some sessions because I didn't have trainings from before because I don't go out essentially ever. Another NA where I was technical chair, and another one, but like this time I was a taker. Helped where I could, which is like literally I picked up whatever, where I felt like I could help and do something. Miki sent me that one, and it's because like so many times in my journey I've like said I will never do this again. Obviously, I wasn't more can I say. Yeah, so why me? Well, I have the experience, and I know that this sounds like I'm already here, like what's the point in changing me? But the truth is that when I came here, I had like, as WPA, I had no fucking idea what Ivan was doing, and I was like, I will just do everything different, and I will do all this new stuff, and then I took his position, and I was like, oh shit, like, there is so much work, like things that have not been touched for years, because before Ivan, there wasn't a person like for 2 or 3 years. So now I don't have to learn everything from scratch, because that took me maybe first 4 months, I was just learning what's going had at some point maybe like 8 emails on my phone. It was very, very sad. So that was my first reason. Second, actually that, like the first two reasons are connected. I'm experienced, I don't have to, like, have to learn this from the beginning, and I think this makes me better support for the new people that we might be having in the board. And yeah, I have this thing that I feel a physical need to finish stuff because otherwise it gives me anxiety and I start obsessing over it. So I feel like I haven't finished my job. There is so much things that like I think that of course it will never be complete, but I can drive it further so that at some point I realized I wanted to do a lot of new stuff, and kind of the foundation was a house of cards, so it would be like very stupid to try building something. And I want the next person to have a very solid foundation, so if they decide they can like follow their dreams and like build to whatever technical debt they want and like give it to someone else, have fun with it. My action plan last year was website modernization, and I would say that like we went to satellite 5, so I have one thing fulfilled, and the other two I read it like a few days ago, and I just thought, wow, that's like so fucking stupid. Smart email notification system. I think the idea is not in itself bad, but I also do think that it's kind of, there are more important things to be done. Like this can be something for years from now. ESN Bulgaria idea, stupid. Like that was honestly so fucking dumb, I can't believe it. Because like, now that I developed fucking apps for a salary, I couldn't be doing this on my, even with all the fucking chatbots. It wouldn't help me. I don't know what I was unemployed, that was what I was thinking. So now my actual action plan, improving GDPR compliance. We are very fucking bad at this. It's awful, and Joko is liable, and if we choose me, she will be liable. This is not good. This is the only thing I care about during this perhaps 4-week mandate for me, because it's not right to you, because we also have your data. Past volunteers too. It's not fair to our Erasmus students. We are like, nothing about the situation with GDPR is good. Everything is bad, and it's like it's in my job description to fix it. It's just like, as I said in the email, it's kind of really intimidating because I haven't studied law and I have to deal with the law, both European directive and like the Bulgarian law. So yeah, a bit anxiety-inducing to say the least. Sorry, can you? Yeah, thank you. Securing Asia grant for NGOs. Yeah, okay, yeah, 30 seconds. So, in short, this will probably perhaps reduce costs, and a lot of other NGOs have already done it. There is like a very clear way to be done, and like there are steps, there is a document, easy. Next one. Improve the reputation of the WPA position. Essentially, I want after me for there to be another person in the position. I don't want to be interim for until the day I die or something like that. And I hope that more and more people will want to be WPA, especially if technical university becomes a section, maybe people will have an interest. Who knows? Anyway, and that's it for me. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Val. And now is the time for Michaela, who is applying for the role
Hello everyone, you may already know me. My name is Michaela, and now that makes two of us. So yeah, let's get started. I understand most of you don't know me, so I will take this opportunity to introduce myself better. So I'm 23 years old. I did my Erasmus in Malta in 2023, and that's where I found out about ESN as an organization, and I just decided last year to join. For the past 5 years, I studied law in Sofia University, and I can finally say I'm free because all my semesters are done, so finally I have time to dedicate to ESN. So far, my ESN experience isn't a huge experience, but I think it's not that bad. I've been to the NA Imploded last year Istanbul trip. This is a picture from with the other guides, and I attended a few team building section events. What's my motivation to apply for the HR manager position? So here I chose 4 keywords that are all interconnected. First, develop my skills. If you guys read the question round that was done through emails about the organizational part of the HR manager position, I am open to gain more knowledge, learn how to do that, and I also believe I can contribute with the skills I already acquired through my work in law and other experiences. Be more active in the ESN community is actually what led me to apply, because I don't know, I just decided, okay, I want to be more active, so I should just find an opportunity, and then I received the email for the open call, and I just decided to go for it. Support, yes, this is huge. I would love to support people. I would love to make the environment more supportive, where I can motivate other listeners. And so far, okay. Action plan. So for my action plan, I focused on new ideas to introduce, but of course I haven't forgotten about my other responsibilities. And yeah, so about my ideas, the first idea is the monthly new members check-in. So I spoke with Anelia. Something like this has been already done. The idea is to keep in touch with new members, see how they are adapting, provide them with resources. This will happen in an online setting. We will have like ESN 101 sessions. And the most important part is that this actually falls under the network care committee. And I understand that past semester there were no volunteers in this committee, so I will definitely focus on the strategy to attract people for the network care committee. Yes, the reporting form. So this reform has to be refurbished. My idea at the start was to be anonymous, but then I decided to leave it not being anonymous. So yeah, the idea so far is to create a Google form or another type, which will be more like a questionnaire, like what's your name, what's your section, what's the conflict that happened between, because that's the idea. If I could help resolve conflicts between members, and with that form, the idea is that I can actually help better, and I can focus to do it more properly, if you will. My third idea was inspired by the buddy system we already use with the Erasmus students, but this time it's internal between members. So the idea, yeah, is to exchange best practices between inexperienced members and more experienced members. It's not mandatory. If you want to join and help other listeners, that would be nice. That's it.
Woo! Okay, thanks for your presentations. Now, I'd like some volunteers to put some chairs here for the question round. We need 6 chairs, so if you can bring us some chairs to the front of the hall, it will be good. Perfect, we're fine. And let's welcome if you answer the questions, please stand up for the answer. And let's begin with the questions.
Is it oldest?
No, it's not from
No,
Poland.
it's not from all this.
Yeah, so
Hold
It's
on.
not because the Remus is.
He's the oldest one, from the oldest.
this one.
Yeah.
So then let's, no. Okay. Is this the first one, Remus?
Yes.
Okay. So, first question is for Michaela. Maybe Shtagarska?
Yes.
Yeah, can you please provide an example of a subject you would like to advocate for and why?
Can I make a procedure and we can see the
We
questions?
can answer the questions. You can see on the
Okay.
like.
Nice.
Yes, to answer your question, Remus. For the last mandate of the National Board, I have supported Christian. We have been on a protest regarding the raise of tuition fees of students in all public universities in Sofia. Like the protest was in Sofia, but generally for everyone it was. And then we wrote a position paper on it that we submitted to the National Parliament. We sent it. Christy can explain more if you want. But yeah, we just submitted it to the National Parliament, and then probably they read it. I don't know. But so far, what are my things that I think it's good to focus on is the youth participation, and especially the National Youth Forum, the biggest organization in Bulgaria for like student organizations. They contacted us regarding the funding of Erasmus Plus program, and basically they want our opinion, and they want to consultate with us and write position paper and just submit an opinion to the National Parliament or to the MEPs to later advocate in the European Parliament. So yes, that's some of it.
Works?
Yeah, and there was a second one for me as well.
Have you?
Okay.
Can you go a bit?
Remus Yasenbashov again. For Michaela, have you thought about the structure for the voting process?
No, not necessarily for the voting process, but more on the structure of how we give the information, because we had 30 minutes GA session about the documents, and I think we can summarize it a bit smaller for the president so that they can present it to the local boards and to the active members. That's what I was thinking. So, if you have any ideas, I'm very open to elaborate more.
Howard? Okay. Next is from Nevis Teuva, Audit Commission, to Valeria. Question about the GA app.
Yes, I want to. Okay. Thank you for your presentation. I don't know if you are aware, but there is an app that we use on the international level. It's called the J app, where it basically simplifies the whole application process. It offers a space for people to ask questions instead of doing it via email. And if people are interested in joining the national level and attending GAs, it's also a very nice tool where you transit from the local to the national level and become more aware of matters on the international level. So my question is, would you prioritize during your mandate the introduction of the GA app for matters of the National Assembly?
Not about the GDPR. Like, it goes GDPR, everything else. So if GDPR takes me too much time or energy, everything else will come second. I am aware of the GA app, even though not from like that long ago. I would say that it's not like in September I knew already. I think that it's good. We have to try it, of course, because there is also this thing that even if a certain tool is amazing, members might find it difficult to switch to a new way of doing things. So I think it's worth giving it a try, because it does look like it would kind of save a lot of work for the board, let's say, and like for candidates. But again, GDPR is first priority.
Okay. Moving on. Question from Anelia. Who is Anelia? Which section?
Yes, and Varna.
Okay. And maybe something else to add?
That question?
No, I'm just kidding. This question for Rado. You support trips, selling ESN cards and supporting ESN Sofia events. Would you remove those tasks from your agenda so you can focus on Vice President tasks?
The quick or the long answer?
Well,
Okay, so for me, I would not stop doing those tasks because I believe I'm not something, I'm not higher than all the volunteers, so if I have the time, I want to be there to support them and actually talk with them, being among them. Of course, if these sailing ESR card trips or whatever events, tasks, yes, are stopping me doing my VP tasks, I would stop, of course, but this is my own will. If I have the time, why not do it and not leave newer volunteers or local board members alone? I think you should be among them and help them throughout the process.
Okay, moving on. Next question is from Remus. Yes, I'm Rashf again. Question for Rado. What's your strategy regarding the sections where there are no active volunteers?
Can you elaborate, like the ghost sections? Or?
Yes, the ghost sections.
I mean, this is not only in my position. I believe with the president, it needs to be, some advocacy needs to be done, contact them more formally, and then come up with some kind of a plan or initiative. And for me, that's the best way, but it's not only my concern this. If it's a priority of the newer board, we'll do it. And we'll come up like with a solution altogether. Good?
Okay. Next is Victor Yesen Veliktonlu. Questions for everyone. Can you give an example of a new initiative or event you would introduce in this role that the current local board has not implemented? Starting from whoever wants to answer. We need 6 answers.
I can start because first it's an event-related question. Maybe it's logical, but I'll do it.
Yes.
Well, first of all, regarding something new, we don't always have to innovate. Sometimes we have to focus on strengthening what we have built. We did already try to innovate quite a lot last mandate, and that is a brand new international trip. Those are some new destinations for local boards. We have new events like the narrow gauge trip to the Rhodopees, which was a very nice collaboration between a Sofia and a Plovdiv section. So with all this in mind, maybe we should try and secure the things that we have already built, but that doesn't mean that there's no room for improvement. I will furtherly speak on another question, if that's possible, that when it comes to new opportunities, I will create in the local events coordinators calls that I mentioned. One new thing that I'm going to implement is the voluntary creation of a coordination team for a new type of event and a trip, for example, because lots of people asked me for trips last year, and it was, I had to be brutally honest with them. Listen, this is going to be an anti-advertisement for this other trip. We don't have that space for that in the calendar. So if somebody wants to make something new, you will have that opportunity in the LEC chat when I create this additional open call for such opportunities. Because sometimes it has to come from the national board. No, it comes from you. I am here to help you manage it. This is my role. I'm not in power of creating events. So I will mostly focus on structuring events that we already have, because we have very new ones as of last year. and then I will give you the opportunity to propose a hockey manager.
I want to go next if it's okay. As a new initiative or event, I would say there is already an event that I really like, but I feel that local boards have not been supported, and it's Erasmus Days. Basically, these are days that are from international, like it's an international days that we can promote Erasmus Plus program in any ways that we want and we can have. But so far there was maybe no initiative, no ideas, or no support for the local board. So I feel like either making one session or one small talk with students on the Erasmus Plus opportunities in your university regarding blended intensive programs, for example, BIP, if you want it shorter, or just where they can go on volunteering, etc. I think it's enough to cover it as an initiative or event throughout those days.
Someone else? You want to add something or?
Okay, so I will say that there is no white position, there is no position white mine on local level, so I don't think this question really applies to me. Is this an okay answer to you, Victor? Okay. I wasn't thinking to be sarcastic. Just
I would add to Christo's answer. I think for us it's important to hear your initiatives and for us to filter it and make it a reality. So, like, we can't create something alone, so we need the support of you, ideas. Everything is welcome. Like, we have plenty of calls. You can always type in the, for example, the monthly calls, topic proposals and stuff. So,
And the LC chat.
everything. Personal messages.
Thank you, Victor, for this question. I feel like in the question round, in the emails, I gave an example. It was for coffee breaks, but I believe they could be done on local board level. The idea is that, well, it depends really. It could be once a week, once a month. People meet for an online meeting. They drink coffee. It's a pretty chill environment. They speak about how their lives been going lately. They speak about their ESN journey, if they need advice, and so on and so on and so forth. So that's my answer. For me, I'm not sure. It's an initiative in some kind of way. Was taken from the network care team of you like last year, which is the volunteer in spotlights. So I think this is one of the campaigns that I have been thinking very much because you, the volunteers, are the face of ESN Bulgaria. The local board members, the national board is here to support these members, not to take charge and tell you what to do, but to help you do it. And yeah.
Okay, I guess we're done. Okay, there was suggestion from several people. Whoever is typing, type your questions because we think we can close the question round, the speakers list in the next several minutes because there are too much questions. Okay?
And maybe they are already covered or will be covered.
Yeah, hope so. Okay, next question is from, okay, that was bad. It was from Anelia to Andrea, but I removed your question. Sorry about this.
I don't know if she will.
Okay, so my question was, you said you want to create content from the volunteers. Would you collect this content only on national events and trips and stuff? Or you're also gonna need some budget allocated to go to sections, to interview, for example, specific section of the volunteers, not only the ones who go
For me, I was thinking of doing it more online, and just checking and seeing volunteers who would like to join, texting them, calling them when they have free time, to ask them, hey, do you want to join this campaign that we have in mind? And that was my main goal, doing it online and giving them the space for creativity for their own content, which I will supervise after that. But the idea is to show the volunteers, like, for example, volunteer in the spotlight, their life, their vision in ESN, and that was the whole thing that I was thinking about. And of course, on national trips, national events that I will go as well, do this content with them.
So you want to give like the Instagram for 1 week to a volunteer and they show their life in the section?
No, they film their life.
Okay.
For 1 day. And they send me the content and I will edit it and post it.
Nice.
So next question is from Katie. Yes. ESN USG. For Mikhail.
I think it's yes.
Yes.
Yes, please just put S or T so that we know which one.
Yeah, it will be better. Do you have a plan for taking further actions in the change of statute that Joko talked about goes through and we have to register all our sections?
I think that's a very long process. It's not going to become immediately in use. For example, when we removed the LR position, it was not immediate, like there was some time to process it. But no, I think it's not going to happen. I believe, I'm not sure, maybe I'm mistaken, but I don't think it's going to happen in this mandate or maybe in the next. It's a lot of process and there is a lot of ifs if it is accepted as well.
Can I comment on that?
Yes.
Cool.
No, I'm asking Jason. Is it okay?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, Joko ESN. Yes. Joko ESN Bulgaria. The thing is, I believe it's a very important question by Katie because it doesn't matter what we believe. It should be very important, in my opinion, to be prepared for such scenarios, not to just rely on the possibility that there might not be a problem, but we should prioritize the possibility of having a detrimental impact on ESN Bulgaria. Because it's a very serious scenario. If, for example, actually happens the way I imagine it might, because, again, I'm not certain as well, but I try to take on the worst case scenarios and prepare for those, yeah? My point is, if we actually are close to killing off some sections and the NO in the recent future as well, I think it's very important to have the planning for that, have the idea of how it would go about that. Is that the...
Something like that, yes.
Can I have a reaction?
Yes.
Cool.
Can I have a reaction?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yes. In that case, I'm not acquainted that much yet, so after our transition, eventually I can be more certain on this matter.
Okay. Let's close the question round, so no more questions will be allowed. Okay?
I just sent just when you're saying so.
Okay, but after your question we're done. Next question is from Nelly Stoyova, Audit Commission, to Andrea. What is your vision on the creation of the survival guide?
For this, I forgot about it until today. Tanya mentioned it in her audit, in her report, and I think with her helping me in the beginning of editing, if I'm elected, I think I will take this responsibility as well to finish the survival guide because as well is one very important thing for our network.
Okay. Next question is from Remus Jesen Brashov to Andrea again. Someone is typing. You mentioned creating calendar for the content. How will we manage to keep track of all the tasks? Would you consider requesting a counselor?
Basically, I have done a similar content calendar for our Balkan Spirit trip, in which for the whole promotional campaign and during the event, I have put tasks that should be done, posts, Instagrams, WhatsApp messages and stuff like this. So I have in mind how to do it, and I want to put it so everyone knows the possibility what will happen in the next month. It's gonna be month to month creating the content calendar, because organizing things and not just in the middle of anything thinking, oh, I should post this. It's better to have it black and white with ideas that you want to do for the next month, and put it in one sheet so everyone can see it. It's better for me. Yeah. I hope
Okay.
that answers your question.
Raduje from Bulgaria, questions to Mihaela Štagarska. If elected, do you think it will be a challenge to treat sections equally and not be biased?
Thank you for the question. I would say, since I took some time off ESN, like 6 months after my mandate, I took some time to reflect and be distant from sections, also that I can be more, if I wanted to apply at January and in June I have that answer, I would say to be just more neutral. And I think that so far I kinda did it, and I would like to treat sections all the way, and I would love if you feel that in some ways I treat section a bit more, like I gave a section more priority than to just regulate ourselves in that sense. Yeah. I don't know if it answers your question.
Yes. Seems like this. Okay, Gavileva, ESN, UNWE. Imagine people don't answer in the group chat, they leave it unseen. What approach will you use to keep the communication, get updates and get work done? This is to all of them, right?
This is to Andrea and the next one, so if you want.
So this is to Andrea. Okay.
Both of them.
And the next one too.
Okay, I will read it.
They're
well.
not connected.
Okay, so then, okay, for the future.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so as part of the coordinating team for 2 of the national trips last semester, I did have this kind of bit of problem with some of the communication manager not seeing the messenger, the group chat, and not posting things on time or at all. And I think in this situation, for me and for them, is to maybe contact them in private, message them. If they don't respond, I will try to call them and try to contact them in any way to see what is the problem, if they're okay, if they need any kind of help, and to make sure that they are okay, so they can continue doing their work as a communication manager in their local sections. And I think this is basically one-on-one. If I try to contact them and they don't respond in any kind of way, it's not good for both sides, because we need to collaborate and do it together, not one by one. And that's one of the reasons I put sections collaborations in my action plan, because collaborating between the communication manager is the most important thing to have in any kind of way, and to have that connection with them. As I don't know all the communication managers, I see the names in the chat, but I don't know them personally. So of course the one-on-one monthly calls in the beginning to get to know each other more, it's gonna be one of the main points as well, because I want them to feel confident and comfortable to talk with me or any kind of problem. But I hope this. If you have more questions after that.
Okay. Next question is also from Gavileva, ESNU and WE. Again to Andrea. There is new comms. They have been onboarded, but the materials they provide are not Vim, and they continue to make mistakes. You address the mistakes, but nothing changes. How would you proceed?
In this situation, I again try to talk with them, call them, text them. If they don't respond again, I will try to contact anyone from the local board to tell me if they're okay, if they can tell them to call me to fix it, because Vim violations I know that are very bad. I have done it. I'm not gonna hide, I've had Vim violations. I cannot hide it. And basically if it's a new comms, they will be probably a bit scared or something like this. So I would love to have them in calls and to have the communication with them at all time and help them in any kind of way that they need. Because I want them to be able to love communication as much as I fell in love with it from Dani and from you and Gabi. Because all three of you were my mentors during the communication stuff. So hope this is again good.
Okay. Next we have an appreciation from Anelia to Christo. That appreciation that you set realistic goals and announce the trip coordinators on WhatsApp. This Anelia, yes, and Varna, I guess.
We know.
Question from Ivan Marquez in Bulgaria to Christo. What do you wish to change for the next international trips for next mandate? Logistics, guides, open call, partner agency, or others?
Thank you, Vanka, for the question. Actually, I was really overthinking it last week, ever since we got all the feedback from the past trips. First of all, chronologically, what I will change is we'll have a working group. I really wish to announce a working group before or at the start of the next academic year. This working group will aim to collectively evaluate the program of each of the national trips. This working group will definitely have the task to adjust and furtherly develop the program, and everybody will be invited. Afterwards, the results of this working group can be proposed to a next potential program coordinator, whoever it is, because last year the problem was that program coordinators have to work with things that were already on spot and never had the opportunity to review the feedback, review everything. They just counted on me on all the feedback that I could give them from past year. So this time I will, having all the feedback from all ESN national trips from last year, I will invite everyone from the network to a working group, and that working group will evaluate and take out and add new things in the program, since this was important. Logistically wise, I will propose new departure points for some of the cities for the trips, since these were problems. It caused delays in the Gavrovo trip that happened, which further on created a more stressful environment for our coordinators on spot. So this is something I have picked and will be definitely looking forward to improve. Regarding new agency partners, yes, I was very excited to try out and reach out. In case the working group proposes such new agency partners, we will look into them, but for now we'll work with the same. We actually have to secure communication with one of them, because yes, we did have the annoying moment last year. You remember that they didn't receive an invoice on time and we kind of forgot about it. So me and Andrea, actually I have a proposition for her. It's okay, yeah, I will tell you later, but we have to prepare some photos and some logos for one of our partner agencies, but that's something else. Regarding firms and companies, actually, so alongside those agencies, big shout out to Vicky Varna, if he's around here, maybe not, okay. So Vicky contacted me with a local provider of transport from the region in Varna. They operate a number of buses, small shuttle buses in the area, and they could be of help for smaller groups coming from this part of Bulgaria to our national and international trips, including a potential one in Romania. So this person is already in contact with me. I actually arranged to try and squeeze a meeting with her while I'm here in Varna during DNA. I will try my best to meet with her tomorrow, hopefully. If not, I will invite her in Sofia. She messaged me that she's also available to meet me in Sofia. So we have updated possibility for a bus provider, which last year I liked their prices. They were nice and affordable. And hopefully if they remain that way, this will be another addition that we may add. It will be upon discussion, of course. So working groups, the working group, the destinations, the new potential partner. I mentioned one more thing I forgot, but I can maybe the minutes or the links will be, thank you. Yeah, will be clear.
Okay, next question is also from Ivan Markov. He's in Bulgaria. Sorry about that. Question to Andrea. What are some concrete examples from communication campaigns for visibility you want to do for national events like national assemblies and national trainings?
Can you elaborate, like, do you want me to tell you what kind of content I'm thinking of doing for the
Yes.
national trainings and assemblies?
Ideas, new things, just creative, the creative stuff.
I will now get you in my head because I have a lot of, I spend a lot of time watching marketing and TikToks and any kind of promotional stuff. So one idea that I saw a couple months ago was like one question round, taking videos and interviews of people during the national assemblies and national trainings with one kind of question with a lot of different opinions from international guests, from the alumni, from the trainers, organizers of the OC, the city. So it's basically like a whole interview with just one question. That's the idea of like one question interview. Sure. Okay, so if you want, I can give you like a few other examples in the break. So because we had a lot of
Of course,
questions.
no worries. This is more than
So yeah.
Next question from Gabi Leva, SNU and WE to Andrea. There is recruitment campaign. You have prepared digital and printed materials, but the comms and local boards don't cooperate and spread them around. What would you do?
Once again, I will be like, why are they not seeing the chats? Why are they not texting us to see what the problem is? Because if the communication manager don't see it, it's normal. They're busy, have school, work, other stuff, life in general. But if nobody from the local boards cooperate and spread them around, it's like a big campaign for recruitment. It's good for them because you're recruiting volunteers for their events, for their local section. If they don't do it, it's a bit hit on them. But I will try again to see why that happened and why nobody is cooperating and stuff. And if there is a problem, contact the HR manager and see if we can resolve it as fast as we can, so they can do the recruitment campaign and get more volunteers for themselves. So I have not really thought about this kind of question in general, but I will try to learn as I go because I don't know a lot of things for communication stuff. Maybe I don't know it. I haven't seen that kind of things as Russia is a small section. And as well I have Dani, which will hopefully help me with stuff in the future. Hopefully, at least in the first months, to see how it will go. I will make mistakes, so I hope that we learn from them as well.
Howard? Okay, next question.
Talk about target or like you can't really upload articles from your phone because the way that ESN International has set up the content manager we use is not mobile friendly. So I am very aware of this issue. At the same time, like content-wise, that's not my job. Like complete honesty here. I can't think of the content for you. I can't even care for the content for you. Like, you have so many sections and I'm only one person. And I would be happy to, like, I think what Andrea said is a very good idea, but I need you to want to do this, like to want to actually update the section website, because again, I can't care instead of you. You have to show me some sort of initiative, because I think that I showed you with my not section report, with my position report, that the Yes and Bulgaria site, the main Yes and Bulgaria site, I have done a lot. So it's not like lack of interest on my part. Lorenzo, does this answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next question is from Rebels, CSM Brashov. For Valeria, what's your opinion regarding implementing AI in volunteering, and how would you improve the cybersecurity for all the sections accounts?
Well, to secure the Asian grant, because I want to use it so we can set up a server where I can do password management, because currently our password management is not, like, I won't be saying because you're international guest that it's like, breach of confidentiality, blah blah blah,